Hello there, welcome back everyone. This is Mr. Optimism here for episode 10 of our World of Outlaws career mode playthrough. We're going to be starting at Limaland Motorsports Park in the UMP modified class. We made an upgrade to our chassis, level 2, upgrade 3. We're running qualifying at 50% on our setup. And we're going to qualify first with a time of 12.407. That was a little bit faster than our practice time. Practice we were 37% on our setup and we ran 12.445. So here we are in the heat. We're still running 50% like we did in qualifying. And let's see how we do here. Got the lead in our heat race. Try to really fine-tune our driving line here. Got some competition behind us as we try to create some separation. Three laps to go and we're coming up on some traffic. The wall. One lap to go. First place in the heat. And it's going to take us to the dash. We're going to test our setup a little bit here. 62%. As we get started, we kind of misjudged that turn a little bit. Trying to get to the outside and we're going to fall behind. So let's get our car dialed in here, settle in, and back up into second, almost third. Alright, so we're going to drop into third and try to remember that we're just going to race our own race. Aside from accident avoidance, right? But we need to get back into the groove. I think our setup change may have been a little too risky. Oh. We're tapping the wall every exit. It's going to cost us some time. Three laps to go. We're in fourth place. Alright, so we're going to finish in 4th. And it's going to take us to the A main, starting in 4th. Our car setup, we're going to go the other direction, because I can't help but try to make things better. So we're at 37% on our car setup. We're trying to improve off of our qualifying and heat 50% setup. Here we are moving up into 2nd. Still sliding up against the wall. Just a little bit. Oh. A little bit of rubbing going on. We try to make a clean pass. So we're here in the A main at Limaland Motorsports Park. Some tight racing for 2nd place. And looks like we're gonna clear him. There we go. In our rear view. Bit of a camera adjustment there. Whoop. Okay. Reset. Try not to run up into him even though he's last place. Could be a little tricky driving that close with the controller sometimes. So I apologize to my computer friends. Up, down, there we go. Good move on the lap car. So we try to reel in 1st place here. I'm really trying to fine-tune my deceleration, the zone that I'm decelerating in, and then as well as the acceleration zone. And I don't know if it plays the same way with a wheel, but that's what I'm kind of looking at as I go through these corners. I'm trying to see the best place to release the throttle some, get the car to rotate the way I want, and then pick back up as we exit the corner. Full throttle, ideally. Probably one of the areas we need to work on a little bit better is throttle control on some of the tracks. But here we don't have that issue. We can go full throttle out of the turn once we get there. Once we get our car angled where we want. So we've got 1st place up just above, just in front of us, as we try to weave our way through some lap cars unsuccessfully. And stick our nose in there. Oh, now we got aero damage. That's certainly not helpful. We'll have to make the best use of it. Having the throttle quite a bit trying to get around these cars cleanly. They just keep fighting. Alright, so we got around those two that were giving us trouble. And we're in second place, trying to... Now we got to figure out where first is again and try to reel him in. And a little tap there, coming out of the exit. Laps to go. Oh. A little bit of bump in there. So we try to wedge our way up into position to see where first is. We've got too many lapped cars. To get a direct line to first so we can really chase him. Oh. Alright, so we're gonna have a late caution here. No, maybe not extremely late, but say after 75% of the race. Oh, we tapped him and we sent him around. That was a little dirty. Not what we had planned for. Oh. So we got aero damage. We tapped first place and spun him around a little bit. Enough to cause a caution. And now on the restart, I'm surprised to say we have the lead. And we've got to hold on. Oh. As I was just about to say, got to hold off second place, avoid the wall. We don't need to force it in there. And we're going to finish in first. That's going to put us in second in our season points. We made a couple of hires in another class, the big block modified class. And I'm going to skip those for now, those personnel hires and decisions, unless somebody tells me they're interested. I'm kind of viewing that as secondary to the racing. So, here we are at Kokomo Speedway. We're in qualifying real quick. Qualified 9th. Our setup was 50% with a time of 12.462. And this is one where we had skipped over practice, so I don't have any setup information or time information for that. So here we are in our heat race. Top 3 advance to the A main. 2 laps to go. I was trying to stay off the mic there for some of the racing while I could. Let me know if you like the commentary. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Alright, so second place here at Kokomo. That's gonna get us into the dash, where we're gonna make a setup change to 50%. Gonna force our way into 7th. And we got a yellow. It's probably behind us. Lose speed if we come out of the corners like that, so we need to slow down a little, get that car to rotate. There we go. In 6th place with 2 to go. Final lap. We're not making up much ground, but maybe no. Yeah, we gotta keep our car off the wall, or we're gonna keep having that issue. Alright, so we finished in 6th. That's gonna put us starting in 6th. For the A main, we modified our setup for this 40 lap event. We are 25% on our car setup. With the way our car's been handling, that was a little fidgety. There we go. Try to drive out of those corners a little smoother as we see what this, oh, we got a spin out, as we see what this 25% feels like. Alright, so we had a car spin out. Always happy when we don't cause a caution. And 5th place, we got a nice clear view of 1st. We're up into 2nd. Alright, so we're going to clear 3rd. Still there. Maybe I shouldn't say we're going to clear 3rd. And we got our sights on 1st place now. We're going to dial in our driving line. Okay, we got another caution. Looks like it was behind us somewhere. Alright. Green flag. Try to find some speed. We're up into first. Oh, little wall tap, so we lost some speed going in the corner. Looking pretty good. 28 laps. So we're in first place, coming up on some lap traffic. I shouldn't say lap traffic, they're not lapped yet. Soon to be lap traffic. Try to race cleanly, not run into them. And so that's we're gonna have to fight off this push from second place here as we get into the lap traffic, or the traffic. So as we try to lap this traffic and hold off second place, we need to be thinking about where the cars will not be, and that's where we want to go. Alright, so up to the top, good. Oh, we're gonna create some aero damage if we run into each of these cars. Pause screen removal there. So we get around 18th. Laps to go. We're sitting in first place. Our setup is 25%, which was a change from our heat. Looks like everything's working out pretty well for us. We need to... Well, I spoke too soon. We can't let go too soon. We gotta get that car to rotate before we gas it up. If my terminology gets confusing, I'm sorry, and please feel free to ask questions. I'm just kind of ad-libbing. And we missed that turn. We lost way too much speed there. Okay, we've got to avoid the cars. Race cleanly, or we're going to cause another accident. I may have to impose a penalty on myself if I cause an accident. Okay, so I just saw it flash. Second place. And we got a yellow, so we're going to be starting in second on the restart. And we have about a 5-lap shootout as we try to regain position. So, without overdriving it, we need to remember what we were doing that was successful. There we go. Let's see if we can get this to stick. On the outside, going in the final corner. We're in first. Whoa, we're in second. Not enough. We're in second. Okay, we finished second. We tried. That's going to put us in first on the season standings, so that's good news. We've also got a local sponsor after the race, Speed Fire Engines. We've made an upgrade to our engine. Level 2, upgrade 3. And we're now on to Prairie View Motorsports Park. Our setup here is at 50%, which is not changed from practice. We qualified first with a time of 8.780. Our practice time was a little quicker, 8.717. So I'm optimistic about this race. We have not changed our setup for the heat race. The wall tap. We need to come out of those corners a little bit tighter, a little bit firmer with our back end. We are running right against the wall sometimes. Try to get as close as I can because it helps our entry angle into the corners. So this one we're gonna take that turn a lot more shallower than the previous, and we have to slow down more when we enter that shallow. Exit, we go up. I think I touched the wall there, but it's close, so close, I don't know if I did. And then right there in that corner, we didn't slow down and we exited too hot, got up into the wall. Okay, first place, critiquing our driving there a little bit. So we're in the dash, no change to our setup, and here we go. Still running at 50%. And if we can get out in front. Okay. Our wall taps may actually help us at this track. Get us to slow down a little bit more. Alright, so we're in the lead. We've started to separate ourselves a little bit. Try to run some nice consistent laps. Oh, hopefully that won't hurt us too much. 3 laps to go. Alright, we've come across the finish line in first place. And we're going to start in first. In our A main. No change to our setup. I'm going to start putting the setups in the description below. If you think that would be beneficial rather than just the audio, let me know if that would be better. I can put that in the other videos as well, so people aren't having to remember what I say or write down what I say. They can see it at a glance if you think that would be useful. Also, I don't think I've done this yet. Say, I hope everyone's having a good day. Able to get their racing fix in with my videos, or maybe racing in person or in a game yourself. It's a little bit of a stress relief for me, trying to make these videos, so I hope that you enjoy them. If there's something you think I can do to make them better, let me know. I'm open to that. So, back to our racing. We're in first place. We're going around some of this traffic and trying to stay off the wall still. Never-ending process. Wall top, not too bad. We're trying to get around. Ooh! Keep it off the wall. There we go, that was a good one. And then, that's the other trick too, try to avoid the computer sliding up under you. How do you fight for your position and also race cleanly, right? I mean, it's the same struggles the real drivers have. Alright, so now we got a wall of cars to try to get around. We're in the closing stages. Oh, yeah. A little sloppy, There we go. So we're making good. Oh, we got a caution. We got a caution, so that's going to introduce a variable. 2 to go. We try to stay off of that guy. Get to our marks. There we go. Very nice. Alright, first place. After 31 laps, we finished first. We are in first place in our season points. Things are going our way. And that's going to bring us to our final race of this episode. We're at Fairbury Speedway, still in the UMP modified class. In qualifying, we've got a 25% setup. Practice, we had 37%. So we made a change. And we'll talk about that. So our qualifying time was 12.016. Our setup in our time in practice was 11.624 with a setup of 37%. So we were a little bit looser in practice than in qualifying. And so what we've done for the heat, we've gone back to 37%. It was only, 0.4 of a second, but we want to go back to what we felt comfortable with. Try to get the win in our heat. And then maybe we can experiment in the dash. Coming around the final turn here. And we're going to finish in first. And it looks like we did not take the opportunity to experiment in the dash. We're going to keep our same setup. Which is 37%. So we're in second place as we get settled in here. Trying to find an opening where we can pass cleanly, but we're not holding our speed through the corner as well as we had been. run it. There we go. Running on the outside is really our best line at this point. Well, we missed. Yeah, we missed that one. So we're gonna finish second in the dash. So we're gonna start in second on the A main, and we're still at 37%. So we're gonna take this one all the way, this setup, and we don't want to wait around on him. We're just gonna pass him early and try to check out. We're driving consistent. There we go. And now we'll just say bye-bye. Coming up on traffic at the tail end of the lead lap. Do our best to get through this cleanly. Said it before and I'll keep saying it in case there are new viewers, but I'm trying to race as clean as possible, even though it's a computer, without it looking like bumper cars. So whenever you see me tap the wall, it's just my poor driving and not trying to get an advantage. That's going to slow us down a little bit. So hopefully we will keep our car free from more damage. Try to exit the corners a little bit better. Watching, and if you have any thoughts on episode length or episode frequency, let me know. I'm trying to release videos a few times a week. I'd like it to be more, maybe, if I could, but at some point we'll have to navigate the work schedule. trying to wedge our way in there a little forcefully. Let's see if we can clean that up here in the final laps. That was hard to avoid with the lap car there. Alright. This commentary's got me itching to go do a live stream. Maybe we can do that soon. Oh. Getting a little careless here in the final 2 laps. We got a lot of cars in our way. Final lap. So started second and we finished first. We're also going to remain in first place in our season points in the UMP modified class. And that's going to do it for episode 10 of this series. I hope you're enjoying it so far. If you are, please feel free to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you want to see future updates. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next time. That's it for me, Mr. Optimism. Talk to you later.